Hello, and welcome to New Beginnings Start Today, the podcast for people who want to grow deeper in their faith in the Lord. I'm your host, Dr. Douglas Keffer, a minister, clinical pastoral counselor here in Roanoke, Virginia, with a passion for helping people live their faith. Today, we will talk about we all need a shepherd, and how you can trust God, the shepherd, to supply all your needs. Let's get started. We are living in a day when it seems that so many people are struggling with having direction in their lives. People wake up in the mornings and what do they have to look forward to? So many feel that what their day will consist of is the same old, same old. So they do not really have the enthusiasm to see what will give them purpose and feel productive about. People not having a sense of direction is causing an effect in our society that is making it difficult to really have a sense of hope for what lies ahead of us. And that should not be the case. Just think about how you feel in your relationship with your spouse. Do you feel closer to her or him today? Do you love them more today than when you first got married? So many couples that I have had the privilege of counseling over all the years found that the joy and the happiness was no longer there, and they did not know what to do with each other. The disassociation that is going on in marriages today alarms me. The idea of getting up in the morning and looking at your spouse, and you say to yourself, who is that person? That cannot continue, because that is not the way God intended our lives to be together. If you have children, what do you see that you have done to give them a direction to be fulfilled and secure in their lives? Now that you think about what you do for a living, think about that. How long have you been doing what you are doing presently? I saw so many of my clients so disenchanted with their work and wanting to find something better and that paid them more than what they were making presently. The stories I have heard about how they felt that they were being treated by the company they were working for were unbelievable. But they felt so many times that the bottom line was the profit their company was concerned about, and not having an appreciation for the work they were doing for the company so that company could make the profit. Does it sound familiar? I want to tell you that the direction that we need to live our lives with and a sense of contentment, it is possible. I want to give you how I found a way to look at life with wonder and purpose and gratitude. I started a long time ago reading The Heart of a King that learned that the only way he was going to be able to fulfill the responsibility of being king of God's people was to have a shepherd in his life. I believe that King David began his day knowing that every place that he looked at, when he looked to the east, and when he looked to the west, and when he looked to the north, and he looked to the south, that he was responsible for being able to rule all of these people for God. I too believe that he would say to God something like, I can't do this anymore. It is just too much for me, Father. Then I believe God said to him, yes, you can, David, because I anointed you king. In that context, I believe that King David sat down and wrote these words. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Psalms 23, verses 1, 2, and 3. Listen to those words again. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. King David acknowledged that the Lord God as being his shepherd, and because of that he lacked for nothing. We need to see that what the shepherd's role is, and it's two. First of all, he is the protector. And as he protects his flocks, he guides them to safety. He guides them from one pasture to another. He guides them from one fold to another for the night's safety. And they listen to him because they know his voice. That is exactly how David saw God in his life. And it gave him the purpose to get up in the morning and spend time with him so that he could be the man God intended him to be. The imagery David uses as he draws the pictures for us in this psalm and so many others is just beautiful and meaningful. When he talks about lying down in green pastures, I believe that he is talking about how he saw the environment that he was in from day to day, from situation to situation. The world took on a new meaning for the king every day, and he felt blessed to be where he was as God made it wonderful for him. That is how I want you to look at your environment and see that God can make where you are this very day to be green pastures. This can happen for you as you learn to work at trusting God for your circumstances, and that he is going to make things beautiful because of his love for you, and not what is happening in those circumstances, because believe me, Satan can steal the joy out of your day in a heartbeat. You know that that is true. Sit down in the plushness of that grass. Run your fingers through that grass, and it is better than any Scott's turf builder could ever provide for you. As their motto says, feed the grass, feed the grass. Let God feed your green pastures and feel how plush, how beautifully plush life can be. Now I want to turn your attention to how David saw God guiding him when he says, he leads me beside quiet waters. Again, the beautiful imagery talking about the quiet waters. This is like when we look into the water, we can see our image. The water represents your mirror of life. David found a peace in his life, and when he reflected on where he was and what he was doing, he knew that he was there because God's love for him put him there. He also believed that God wanted the very best for him every day, and that he was going to provide the calmness in his life for David to feel that peace and that security. David was a king, and the demands on his life were pressing all day long, but he found the strength to be a man after God's own heart, because God's presence grounded him. This is how we can live every day, as we allow God to lead us beside quiet waters. I know many of you will say, Dr. Kaffer, that is just a fairy tale you want me to buy into. No, it's not. It's a truth that you need to allow to take over in your thinking so you can have God to become the guide in your life and not be controlled by the insanity of your circumstances. I'm not saying that once you reach this level of trust or this level of maturity that everything is going to be a bed of roses. On the contrary, life becomes more demanding, but whatever it is you face in your life, in your day, no matter what it is, you will have a strength to be able to handle it in a way that allows you to know it's going to be okay. You say, but you don't understand, Dr. Keffer, what I'm facing. I can't tell you the number of times I've heard that statement, but rest assured, I have to work every day at allowing God to lead me beside the quiet waters for my life. We all do. And that is all the more reason we have to listen to the words of this king, as God allowed him to write them to give us hope in a world that has gone insane. When is the last time you had the thought, He refreshes my soul? I know that for most of you seeing this podcast, you would say to me, I can't remember. Thank you for being honest about this very important area of your life. The biggest reason that this happens for many of you is because you do not spend enough time in your prayer garden, even if you have one. I don't say this to be judgmental. I say it because I want you to find hope for your daily living. How do you suppose Jesus was able to handle all the demands of his life from time to time, from the time he got up in the morning until he laid his head down? You got it. He started his day going to his Father and asking for his guidance and protection as he faced what his day was going to bring. I implore you to work at spending time with God and Jesus so you can feel this refreshment of your soul as you begin your day. I tell people all the time that that tell me they just don't have the time to do this. And I say to them, you have to make the time. The time I spend every morning in prayer, in my prayer garden, has refreshed my soul in countless ways that has enriched my life. I want that for you so badly I can taste it for you. You have to be consistent at doing this, and the blessings will astound you. The result of allowing God to be your protector and guide because of your shepherd, and that you will lack for nothing in the King's word. He says, He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. This is the assurance I want you to have in your life as you face every day and all of its challenges. God wants you to trust that the path you take today is going to be one that you are going to go on for Him. He wants you to be proud that you are His son, that you are His daughter. He wants to provide all that is necessary for you to feel confident and content. He wants your life to be full of wonder and praise for what you see Him doing in your life, because you sense His love and His blessings to you. When you do what you do, and you do it for God today, it gives you a whole different reason to execute today. And believe me, you will not be looking at your day as doing the same old, that just will not happen because He is your shepherd and you will lack for nothing. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this podcast. And I want to invite you to contact me and share how you are allowing God to be your protector and guide because you are allowing Him to be your shepherd. If you are seeing this on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and the like button. And also click the share button and share it with all your friends. That would be so helpful to me. Tell me about other issues you would like me to address by leaving your comments. And you can reach me at drdouglaskeffer@gmail.com. Until next time, God bless you. God bless you.